All right, happy Friday, guys. We are episode 120 of the Homestead Shop Talk podcast with Al from Lumna Acres, Ben from Holler Homestead, and myself, Jason from Sold Land. What's going on here this week?
Is it hot and steamy down there?
Actually,
Eh,
not really.
No.
No, it's been kind of dark and gloomy and misty.
80s here today, yesterday, and then tomorrow.
What?
Yep.
wow. But then like 30s at night?
No, I think it was like 56 when we woke up this morning. But then I think, so today's Monday. Tomorrow, Tuesday, is supposed to be in the 80s. And then Wednesday, I think for the high, it's 56.
Yeah, we might get some rain this week.
I think Wednesday we're supposed to get some rain. Like it's actually currently misting, like a heavy mist right now. Uh yeah, it's like the high 70s the rest of the week, and then it starts cooling down towards the weekend. It's all good. I think Friday morning it's supposed to be like 47, which is the coldest we've seen in a while. I'm
Yep.
looking forward to it. That's going to be downright like that's hog killing weather right there.
Right. It must be
Yeah.
your first frost time coming up soon.
The 15th of the month. So we're almost there, about 2 weeks away, a week away.
Week away.
Yeah, I guess 10 days.
Better pick all your peppers there, Jason.
Oh, I know, man. We got a buttload. We're still picking them.
Is
We're
that a
kind of like
metric
over it.
metric butt load or an American butt load?
An American buttload.
A lot.
Good amount.
Americans have a buttload. Yeah, we keep picking down those pot peppers and bell peppers and everything. We're just kind of like, all right.
Oh, dude. So I had forgotten, you know, raising up the younger generation. And the boys, when they were younger, all one by one, when they were, little, toddlers or whatever, you tell them not to touch those hot peppers, but they just can't help themselves, and eventually they take a big old bite and they learn why you said don't touch the hot peppers. And it's all, wah, spicy, and then they get over it. You get them a glass of milk and they cool down and. Well, not my blonde-headed 5-year-old. I thought she knew about peppers because it's like, hey, these are spicy, and I'm pretty sure she tasted one, but it wasn't that spicy. Yesterday, it was last night. It was probably, I mean, it was starting to get dark. She was out in the garden just doing her thing, playing, and all of a sudden she comes running up, just screaming bloody murder. I thought she like lost a toenail or something. Like she is just screaming. Well, apparently she was over there. She had found some cayenne peppers and had a rock and was mushing up these cayenne peppers and rubbed her eye.
Ooh.
And so she came in and she is a basket case. She's "Blah!" Like, what's wrong? What happened? I got pepper in my eye. It was like, okay,
Oh man.
how? And then, of course, I went out there and saw the smashed up pepper, and there's like a rock that's covered in just red pepper juice. And it was just like, yikes. And you could like, I picked up the rock and stuff, and you can smell the spicy coming out of everything. It was like, yep, that's a lesson hard learned right there.
That's how pepper spray was discovered.
Oh yeah, yep.
Don't matter if you're 5 years old or 50 years old. It still hurts.
It's still, every now and then, like I make that mistake. Like the worst thing is like you scratch your nose, like you processing peppers and you don't think about it. And you scratch your nose and it's like, oh no, what have I done? And then the rest of the day,
Yeah.
it's just like you have one nostril that's just on fire. I
Yeah.
mean, it's not the worst that can happen, but that's the politest one I can talk about.
Yep.
So who wants to go first? Talk about their week.
What you get into this week, Jason?
I started my sheep some more. No, I'm staring at them less and less. But yeah, sheep are doing pretty good, I think. Probably gonna move them tomorrow. So they've been in this spot a week now. I mean, it still looks pretty good as far as it looks like a lot of stuff there for them to eat, but I think I might just move them just to do it, since it's already set up and everything. But yeah, they're looking pretty good. I don't know. They're not so much drama like the pigs, you know? They're pretty like just easy going, very calm, and I don't even have to feed them in the morning, which is like, whoa, it's amazing. While the pigs are over here screaming at me, the sheep are like, "Why are you guys screaming?"
They have food in front of them 24/7. They don't care.
I know you're like, what are you guys doing? We're eating this grass.
Right?
You guys need to eat some of this grass. But yeah, probably if I fed them grain too, they'd probably be screaming at me. Something about that grain. So today we picked up our two IPP pigs from the processor or from the abattoir.
Abattoir.
Yeah.
Nice.
So and we put them in our freezer and it's like we put all this pork in there and I'm like, man, I kind of want to keep it all. Like it's just too good, you know? We had to make some bacon and I think we got so two pigs, 20 packages of bacon for two pigs. They're about 1 pound packages. And
That's a good sized pack of bacon.
we had to make the bacon, and that's the first time we had a processor make bacon. And it actually came out really good. It was like their basic, it was just basically salt and pepper, no sugar or nothing. And they put a lot of pepper, which I like. And they smoked it too, and it tastes great. Like I was
So you
like,
had bacon for dinner, is what you're saying?
yeah, I was like, that's the first thing we ate. It was like I'm eating this bacon. I mean, we had some chorizo made, some ground. We had bratwurst made, and man, it was really good. So
Product
that's
testing,
yeah, testing was we're still kind of testing.
quality control.
Yeah, and it was cool, man. I mean, man, it's so convenient to have somebody else do it. But yeah, so it's kind of be. I've been putting them. I've been all week. I've been putting them on the website, and you know, we still plan on selling some, the ones that we don't eat. So we'll see how it goes, you know. I've been also thinking about shipping too. So I don't know if I'm gonna at least just ship the pork. So I've been kind of researching that more. I guess it's just I might use a family member as a guinea pig. Send them a package of meat or something and let me know if it's still good when you get it. It is not thawed out, so we'll see.
Now
But
you're gonna do freezer packs, dry ice, or what do you think you're gonna try for the method?
I don't know. I guess it depends how far it's going, but I would think dry ice would be safer. But then it's like there's all these like kind of rules with dry ice that they can't be. I think it can't be like over 5 pounds of dry ice, and then I think no matter what, I think if you're gonna overnight it or something like on an airplane, it can't be over 5 pounds. You know, and then you got to put a sticker on the back on the side of it saying it's basically hazardous almost, you know, and all these other things that you got to do. I'm like, man, the more I look into it, the more I don't want to do it. But but I don't know. I think it'd be just good just to know and just see if I can do it and go from there, I guess. And then you know the boxes and the styrofoam and all that. I mean, geez, it's such an ordeal. So yeah, with all those pigs, so the two pigs, plus we have our chicken that's in the freezer, and then that we're selling, and then we're starting to butcher our turkeys. So this week but we only butchered 5 turkeys, like some of the bigger boys, the husky boys, and we got 20 more to go. So we just did 5 and see the biggest one was 18 pounds. I mean, there's still I think 3 toms that are in there right now. So yeah. And half of those so far half the turkeys are reserved, which is
No.
great. Yeah, we'll probably wait another 2 weeks and then we'll start really processing all of them. And I have not run out of feed yet, which is good. I think we should barely make it right there. Because I think last year we didn't butcher them till like way like I think it was like 20 weeks or over 20 weeks and I think it's only been maybe 15 weeks. So I think that's why we have more feed left over. And then what I'm finding I think with the turkeys is, you know, when the turkeys get really interested in something, they just start pecking at it. And same thing with like I think feed. When I let their feed get to zero and then I come like later on, say I come in later on in the day and then I start feeding them, they'll just all go to it and just go crazy and won't stop eating until it's all gone again. Versus if I make sure that their feed is all pretty much full the whole time and don't let it get to zero, they're just kind of coming and going. You know, they're like
Hmm.
grazing. So I feel like maybe the feed lasts a little bit longer because they're not so interested in it, where they're just like I'm gonna eat this till it's over. I don't know. That's my observation, anyways. I think it's true. But yeah, so the pigs, we got the chickens in there still that we need to sell, and we have these turkeys that are coming. So we're like, me and Lorraine were just talking when we were butchering these turkeys. We're like, man, we got 20 turkeys that we got put in these freezers. Like, I don't. We're probably gonna have to buy another freezer, and then because we still have a bunch of chicken, and people are buying here and there. So we're just like, I don't know what we should do. And so we kind of left it at that because we wanted to finish doing the turkeys. And then literally like 30 minutes after this conversation, someone bought like a bunch of chicken from us on our website that was just like out of the blue. And I was like, wow, someone just bought, they bought like 10 whole chickens and some other cut up things. And I'm like, that's what we needed. Like we need to move this chicken because we're gonna need room for these turkeys. Just funny how that works out, right? Like we were just talking about that, and then boom, that happened. So super thankful for that. They're supposed to come and pick up some chicken this week. So yeah, I think we should be all right. Oh, another thing we got back from those pigs is we kept the whole pigs or the whole heads intact. Those heads were 20 pounds a piece,
Wow.
like everything, and they packaged it up in plastic. You saw where the hole was in the slit. I think they went like this. Once we put it out of the plastic, I'll send you a picture.
This is one of those things like people who aren't in this, uh, they're going to be absolutely horrified. Uh, I'm intrigued by this stuff. Like I like seeing how other people do it. I like seeing other methods, and like sure, send me pictures of your
Yeah.
pig heads.
No, I know. They're
It's
like,
not weird at all.
no, it's interesting to see how certain people do it, right? Especially a processor, like how are they doing it? Um,
Because it's probably still hair on the head because they weren't scraped, right?
they were scraped.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it's a naked
Even
head.
even better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So typically with the heads, we've been putting those in the oven and cooking them whole like that, and then just put it on the table and just picking at it.
Yep.
They're fun for parties when you have people over. Especially that's never seen that before. They're like, whoa, it freak
This
them
is an
out.
intense
Stick
dinner
an
time.
This is a
apple in your mouth.
test. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a test if we can still be friends. So yeah, I'm excited about that. But so
Now,
what
is that something
else?
they offered, or did you have to ask for that?
They offered that.
They offered it. That's cool.
Yeah, it was on their like cut list sheet thing, and I never had done that before. Usually I'm just like, well, just get like the jaw bacon out
Yep.
and just pick out what you can. But for some reason we're like, let's keep the whole head. We're like keep everything. We're trying to we're like all the fat, the bones too, the feet, the heart, liver. We're like let's try to keep as much as it as we possibly can. Whether we sell it or not, like I don't know, but at least we'll have it. Another thing, I started doing some spoon carving. I don't know what got into me this week.
It's
I
the
think
weather,
it's
man.
the weather. Yep, the weather, all the Christmas decorations I'm seeing at Lowe's.
Are your
Um,
leaves changing? You guys got like the fall colors coming?
They're coming.
Leaves are
Nice.
falling. Yep. Yep. Yeah, so I haven't done spoon carving and it's probably been like 5 years, I would say. Maybe 4 years. Um, I used to do a lot of it, I felt, and I think I kind of got burnt out at it. I think that was it. I think a lot of times I'll like go all in on something and like I'll do it like let's like I can't just like half do it. I have to like go all in and and do it and then I'll do it until I get burnt out, and then I'll stop doing it for like a certain amount of time, and then I'll come back to it, and then I'll do it all over again. So that's why I feel like with the spoons, that's probably the reason why. So yeah, I've been chipping away at spoons. So I make no promises that these will be available on my website, but maybe before Christmas, we'll see. But yeah, I had the wood already, just sitting there for years. Plus, I have all the stuff. So sometimes I'll do. I have these Zoom consultations that I'll do for folks. Um, I don't think I actually like promoted this. I just have it on our website where it just says hire me for consultations, whatever. If you need help, talking about how to build something or um, maybe you need help starting your homestead or anything really. or they want to know specifics on like how we do stuff or like feed animals or whatever. Stuff that you can't get from a 15-minute YouTube video or this podcast. So someone hired me this week to do a Zoom call and I did a consultation. I hadn't done one in a little while, probably because I don't promote it, but I might do one like maybe two a year that people just find on the website. And it's usually people just starting out, like they're wondering what they should do first, should I build a chicken coop first or or do fencing, stuff like that. So they're fun. People are cool. I think that's
Were
about
they
it.
were they from your area or what, West Coast, East Coast, or
I think they were from Kansas City. I think they were about to retire. They're going to retire soon. People that were looking to move somewhere else to start a homestead or farm. Yeah, he had on a Shop Talk podcast t-shirt.
nice.
I was like, you're the first person I actually saw with the t-shirt. So yeah, they listen to the podcast. So
That's cool.
what else? Yeah, that was it. So what's up, Ben? Building houses?
I'm working on the I'm down to the knick-knacky nickel and dime type stuff. So this week I started doing all my rough in on plumbing. Still not done. Had a lot going on. Um, so it's been a minute since I did any plumbing, and I was like, heck yes, I got this. I know how to do plumbing. Plumbing's easy. And I went to Lowe's and got what I thought I needed. And then of course I did not get everything I needed. And so just the drains ended up taking me about a day and a half. So, there's 2 days right there. And then just the water lines, that was about another day and a half. It was 2 trips per operation.
Plumbing usually is that way, it seems
Yep.
like.
I mean, I thought I was good. And then, it's like, oh my gosh, I miscounted. I'm short a 90. I'm short. That's right. I was going to put a T right here, and, that kind of stuff. And so then do the walk of shame back to the plumbing aisle and, walk out with a fistful of parts that you were short. And then, of course, you got to buy extra because it's like, well, I might need this. So I got all the plumbing in. And then I have just spent the last 3 days trying to get my pressure tests to work. Uh, because I have to get this inspected, I have to be able to hold 100 psi for 24 hours. I have not been able to hold 100 psi. So I mixed up some soapy water in a spray bottle and I went around and I'm spraying every single connection. And I thought for sure it was like, okay, it's going to be one of the ones down in the crawl space where I couldn't get the crimp tool in just right. I probably crimped something weird. No, it was my stupid test cap where you put the air into the line. Like I finally went back after checking everything else, and I'm just staring at it, and I just sprayed it with the spray bottle, and I started seeing bubbles. It was like, are you kidding me? So, like, I figured out it was the test cap. And all the test cap is it's got a Schrader valve, like a bike tire valve with a gauge, and then just a threaded connection. You have to, figure out how to get it onto PEX pipe, which it's really not that difficult. Well, took the thing off, put some pipe tape on, kind of put everything back together. And, of course, I'm checking in 24 hours and it's bled off. And it's like, what the heck? So I, check it again. Finally, I thought I got it. I figured it out today. Took my whole test cap portion apart, taped the heck out of all the threads on that end, and got it all put back together. I actually mixed my soap too watery, and so I added a couple more squirts of dish soap in there, and it makes it so the bubbles they last a long time. So if you have a really, really small leak, they really, really show up well. I forgot that little trick. Like if you're having a hard time finding like a slow leak, just mix your soap water more soapy. So I did that. Was able to find that the test cap was leaking in 2 spots. Was able to fix those. And I'm talking like it's a slow leak. It would go from 100 to like, oh, maybe like 90 in 12 hours. And then, just kind of creep down from there. But so today I was able to catch that. And so far it's been like, What time is it? Yeah, it's probably been about 6 hours now. It has not moved from 100 psi. It's like, sweet. I think I got it. But I don't know about you guys. If I get hung up on a detail like that, I can't continue. Like I gotta put in gas line. I gotta do all the electric. And I'm just like, I'm not done with the plumbing because like I don't want to put all my plumbing stuff away and move on to the next operation because if I have a leak in the system, like I'm not gonna leave that. I
Yeah,
won't pass inspection anyways, so
because it's
I
bugging
gotta
you.
yeah, it's bugging me. So I'm pretty sure I got it. I'll find out when I wake up in the morning and walk out there first thing before I even have my coffee and get the flashlight and
Mhm.
be like, yes. Or, you know, throw my flashlight and go get the bottle of soapy water again and try to figure out what's leaking.
And that's going to what? Like, what is that going to go to?
Oh, that's the water for the washing machine, the sink, the water heater, the fridge. Like that's everything that we're putting out there in the pantry.
Oh wow.
So it's there's a lot of little twists and turns that got to feed everything out there. So yeah, kind of important. I would rather not have a super tiny slow leak, but finding out after the fact it was just my test cap. I was like, are you kidding me? That's just it's frustrating. But I'm glad I found it.
Now, do you have to test your drains at all for the, you know,
Have to test the drains too. Drains are stupid easy. I think it's like they do a smoke test or something like that. It's something weird. It was like me, I would just plug everything up and then just fill it with water,
it,
but yeah, I forget what it is. I was reading in the county code what they do for testing drains, but yeah, so I've got all my drains capped off and I have to wait until they're here so they can do the tests. It sucks. It's like, well, couldn't I just like, fill it up with water and have you come out and look, there's no water dripping anywhere. Let me continue. But we'll see. That's all good. So yeah, something else we did this week. Meg corned some briskets and we had corned beef. I don't know if you've ever had a homemade corned beef. Oh, it is fantastic. Uh, so you just take a brisket and you put it in a brine. You just make up a brine. You can find recipes all over the internet. Um, Stick it in a brine, leave it for like 2 weeks, and then take it out, wash it, and then you just boil it just like you would a normal corned beef. Doesn't quite look like a store-bought one, like it's not that nitrate pink color, but it tastes exactly like a corned beef. Like they're fantastic. She also did something, a lot of people get weirded out by this. She pickled some tongue, some beef tongue.
Mhm.
Uh, we've been saving tongue because like one tongue's not enough to do anything with. Not with our family. So I think she had three tongues, three beef tongues. One of them was like massive, like it was this huge, huge tongue, and the other two were, I don't know, honestly, about the size of some of the pig tongues that I deal with. Uh, but same thing, you just brine those the same way you would a corned beef, and then once they're done, you peel them and boil them. And so what we do with them is we chill them after they're cooked and then put them over the meat slicer and slice them like super, super thin, like pepperoni thin. And then you make a vinaigrette. You drizzle a vinaigrette over all those slices, and then we make tongue sandwiches out of them. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's so good. So, like all week, we've eaten tongue sandwiches until the tongue was gone. And then we had corned beef sandwiches until we are just like, "Yeah, I'm tired of corned beef sandwiches." We had corned beef hash. We had corned beef and eggs, like you name it, corned beef this, corned beef that. It's been a week of corned beef and pickled tongue. And I'm like, I think we ate the last of the corned beef with breakfast this morning. And I'm actually a little sad, like just a tiny bit sad because like I don't know about you guys. I love me some corned beef.
I mean, that's similar to pastrami, right?
So to make a pastrami, you just take a corned beef and instead of boiling it, you cover that sucker in black pepper and then throw it in the smoker and you just cook it on the smoker. And
Yeah.
then you slice it.
So we made that before. We made pastrami before.
Was it a store-bought corned beef or was it a one you brined?
Mm, it was one we brined. It was yeah, one
Nice.
of the beefy boys that we did.
Mm,
Yeah,
that's where it's at.
yeah,
I haven't done a pastrami
it was great.
probably like a decade. Like I did one in California. So one of the things we always did was corned beef is kind of expensive around St. Patty's Day. And so what we always did, because, trying to be thrifty, me and Meg have always loved corned beef, and we noticed they always go on sale the week after St. Patty's Day. And so we could pick up like, I don't know, I think there was one time we bought 10 corned beefs because we could get them for it's like 25 cents a pound. And so we just, filled the shopping cart with all these marked down corned beef. And, they're completely cured and they use nitrates in them, if you're getting them from the store. So it's not like they're going to go bad. Get them, bring them home, freeze them. And then, for like a special occasion, Meg would break one of those suckers out and she'd, you know, boil it and we'd have corned beef and cabbage and potatoes just, on a random Tuesday night
Heck
kind of
yeah,
thing.
yeah,
And so I don't know. Maybe it was the struggle of being thrifty and saving money. Maybe it was just that I love corned beef, but corned beef's it's a very special meal for me. And being able to like do the whole process at home it's even better. It makes it even better.
yeah. It is super special to do that. Do it everything, yeah, yourself. Heck,
I think that's kind of where we're at with like all this meat processing and learning all this different stuff. It's kind of like the next step in that thrifty journey. That yeah, you can have other people do it, but I don't know, for me, I like figuring out how to do this, like all the different sausages that we've, started learning how to make. Like I want to learn how to make hot dogs.
hmm
Like hot dogs are just such a basic, you go to the store, you buy a pack of them, but actually learning how to make hot dogs, that's called an emulsified sausage.
Yep.
And there's like they're kind of difficult to make unless you have the right equipment. Like
We
there
made
there's
them twice. The first time they came out, the second time they didn't.
what didn't come out about them? Were they tough?
Nope, they were gritty, so they didn't emulsify the second time.
See, that's all the stuff I've heard and read is if don't get everything right, temperature right, all of that stuff,
Yeah.
they don't come out with the right texture.
So we did it the first time with a KitchenAid. Was it a KitchenAid like food mixer? I don't remember. Or food process. Maybe we did the food processor the second time, and everybody said the food processor should be better, and it wasn't. But they do make a special commercial gadget for it. And I haven't been looking lately, but I was keeping my eye out on like eBay and different places,
Yeah,
marketplaces to
they're
see if I
they're
could find one. They're
spendy.
pricey. Yep.
Yeah, there's a YouTube channel, Two Guys in a Cooler. That dude has some amazing videos on making sausage. Like, have you ever heard of a fish sausage?
No.
I didn't know you could make sausage out of fish, and you got me at the thumbnail, buddy. Clicked on the thumbnail because it was like I got to see this. Like fish sausage, that sounds disgusting. But then the way he does it, I think he used whitefish and like you process it just like you would any other meat, heavily seasoned, all this stuff, and then you smoke it, and it actually looked like something I'd be willing to try. Like it looked pretty good. So yeah, there's a lot that goes into learning all this stuff.
Homemade
Other
hot dogs were the best. I will
Were
say
they?
that. Yeah. So we tried them the second time. We were super disappointed because the
They're
texture
so
wasn't
good.
there.
They're so good
The
the
taste
first
was there,
time.
but they're just like it was just gritty. So it
That's
just
too
ruined
bad.
it. You know.
How
I
big of a
think
batch are you making? Like how many links?
I think we did 10 pounds.
Okay, that's a decent amount of sausage.
I think the first time we did five and we had better. I think the second time I like, oh, I made it once. I had a good, it went well. So I'm like, I'll double it, or maybe I went 20 pounds. And that was like, I think we went too big for the equipment, is what happened.
Mm. See, you messed up the numbers. Like
Yep.
Yeah.
change the equation.
It's weird because you got to put ice in it, which I think is kind of like strange, but that's all part of the emulsification process.
Yeah, crazy stuff. I'm looking forward to it as we enter the pig killing season. The list of sausage that we want to make uh keeps growing, and it's like I'm counting pigs. It's like we got 24 pigs we need to put in the freezer, and we're not going to have enough for everything we want to do. Like I want
You're not
200
going to have
pound.
enough.
I don't think so. If this was 24 full-size pigs, yeah, we would more than have enough. Um, these are, I think it's 14 guinea hogs. Uh,
Okay.
I don't think any of them, maybe one or two of them will be over 100 pounds because these are year and some change guinea
Year
hogs.
old. Okay.
So there's a couple of them. There's a runty one in there, and if he weighs 60 pounds, I would be surprised. So, it sounds good, but by the time you take all the fat and skin and bones off, it's like, yep, here you go. Here's 10 pounds of pork. So we're gonna grind the majority of them, but me and Meg going through our list of what we want to what we want to make out of some of this grind is want a couple 100 pounds of breakfast sausage linked. We want a whole bunch of andouille. I want to make some bratwurst, that kind of stuff. It's like, man, we need like 400 to 600 pounds of grind. I don't think that's happening this year. Like, I really don't. But we're gonna do what we can. We're gonna do the best we can.
That's
So
crazy to think you won't get that and you're processing 24.
we'll get close. We've got these feeder pigs, and the two biggest ones are probably pushing 400 pounds. The two smaller ones, I would put them right at 300.
Yeah.
So, like, those are big pigs. Those are full-size pigs.
Will you make them all into sausage? Or are you going to make other cuts with them too?
Well, I guess I could talk about the game plan. So, all of the guinea hogs, we're just gonna basically debone and grind. Um, if their loins and copas are big enough, then I'm gonna take those out and we'll just compile those until the end of the season. Um, we found there were some copas we did last year where the muscle was only about 2 inches around, 2 inches in diameter. And by the time you cure that and dry it down, it's maybe, I don't know, the size of a sausage, kind of pepperoni size. And we found we actually liked those because they dried so quick that, they dry in a month. So it's like a really, really quick way to get some pizza toppings going on. And then we did like lonces are cool. Like I really like curing a loin into a lonza, but what we found we really liked was turning it all into Canadian bacon. And so you cure it and then you smoke it and then you just slice it up and you've got your Canadian bacon. So we're going to keep all of that and then just grind the rest. So I think there's 14 guinea hogs. So that's 28 copas, 28 loins if we're just saving half of them. Or no, that'd be both. So anyways, uh yeah, we're going to have a bunch of meat to cure. I'm going to run out of fridge space for curing everything. That was actually something I did today. I pulled the rest of our copas and lonzas out and got them all wrapped in truss and put them to dry. So yeah. Anyways, bring on the pig season. I'm ready. I'm ready. Al, what'd you get into this week?
We have been working on interior walls, rebuilding interior walls in the farmhouse. But the worst part is the old house, nothing is straight, square, or plumb. So trying to figure so there's no interior walls, there was no interior walls in the house at this point. So it's like, what do you go off of? None of the exterior walls are straight, but you got to make your interior walls straight and square or part of it. So it's kind of like trying to pick your starting point to go off of because it's at one point or another, it's not going to be
Just eyeball
eyeball. But then you get
it.
you got to think about like for the big one was the kitchen. We have the kit like an exterior wall coming into an interior wall for the kitchen, but I wanted to make sure that corner was square, so we have the countertop and a cabinet there. It's square at least in the corner, but then the outside wall like goes out like 2 inches.
Sounds like converting a bus into a tiny home.
Right.
That's the pick two, square, level, or plumb. You can
Right.
only choose two. Throw your level away or throw your square away, but you can't have it all. When I was building this place, I chose the level. I kept the level.
You kept the
uh,
level.
and nothing else is square.
Yep. Yeah. I think that's, and then the hard part is like one of the walls I built it. I got to go back and level the studs because I built it. It was the one wall I built on the ground and I built it straight, like 16 inches on center. And then when I put it up, it went,
Oh,
you know what I mean? So I just got to
yep.
cut the tops of the studs and put a level on them and straighten them out because the outside walls, bow out so much.
So
But
there were walls there, but you tore them out.
there were walls in the house, yeah.
Yeah.
But none of them, if they were supporting some of them, they weren't really. Like they weren't like 2x4 walls. Like there was some walls that probably were supportive, but they were 2x6s turned on edge under a beam. They weren't like the stronger way, so
Yeah.
not really. So we were able to take everything out. We put supportive walls in, but then we're just trying to figure out which way do we want. It's, we've been lucky and we've been building. So the first house we ever bought and redid was this way. And then the other house we bought was that was probably built in the 60s or 70s. So that was pretty straight. And the last two have all been brand new. So you just kind of like you build everything and you can build it on layout and just not even think about it and just start throwing everything up. And then
Yeah.
everything's level and plumb and square. Well, you get into that mode in a old house that you're renovating and it's like, oh no, I can't do that.
You were
So that's,
spoiled.
yep. So where the two houses meet, I don't know when the second house was built, but the first house was post and beam, hand hewn beam, where it is on the exterior wall. There was uprights, but I mean they were probably 4 inches out of level. So there must have been like some reason for it. So they were notched in the top and the bottom in a tenon. So I'm assuming in order to get them in, they had to have them like that long and out of square, be able to like get them in at an angle and then lock them in place. It's the only thing I can think of. Because I mean, they were, like I said, one was probably 4 inches out of level. The other one was an inch and a half out of level. And we're trying to like make like a corner of a wall right there. So I had to like rip down a 2x6. But then I also had to hand plane it to make it fit the edge. It's like, man, it takes so much more time
Yeah,
when
no
you got to
kidding.
finesse everything. I'm like, I should be able to build like all these walls in a day. It took me a week to build them.
How many walls?
So we did the living room is and the laundry room are next to each other. And then there's a wall in front of the living room that goes upstairs for the stairway. And then this was a head scratcher. So you have on the back of the house, you have the living room and laundry room, and then you have a beam under in the floor that's like 8x8. The living room and the laundry room are crawl space. So I want no plumbing in there. Well, in the laundry room, we want the washer and dryer. So the bathroom butts up to the laundry room. So that wall, I'm like, I'm gonna make it a 2x6 wall, and then I can run my plumbing up that wall to go into the laundry room. Well, in order to get everything to work, I had to do a 2x8 wall
Oh, geez.
because that wall we wanted to run straight and hit the stairs that were already there. But if I did a 2x6 wall, the way the stairs ended up, I only had an inch and a half thick wall on the other side of the stairs. So I had to do a 2x8 wall. So I had a 2x4 wall on the side of the stairs, and then it goes into a closet, and then it continues straight onto the laundry room. So it's just kind of like I had a 2x6 wall built, and then I got over to the putting it up in the stairway, and I look up and I'm like, oh, I don't get enough thickness for that wall. So I was like, oh, take that wall apart. Let's go get some 2x8s. Just kind of like that stuff. Not fun, but it looks nice now.
The
But
drywall's up too?
no, no drywall, just the studs.
Yeah.
Because once we get all the studs done, we'll have to do all of our rough plumbing and rough electrical, then insulation. But now we got to move on to the kitchen, figure out kitchen layout. We're gonna have to rearrange windows and stuff like that to get everything to work out with the new kitchen and dining room design.
Man, I mean, you're pretty much building a new house.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's at this point, it's kind of like you already got it torn apart. You might as well make it the way
Make it
you want it.
nice. And do it right.
Right. Like if I put it back together now and I'm not happy with it, we're going to tear it back apart in a year or two. You know what I mean? So it's like
Yeah.
you can't
Yep.
just go, oh, we'll just leave it and we'll get to it later. You kind of just gotta do it all now.
You're gonna spray foam it?
Yes, we will.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the old house, the original house is post and beam. So you have like a post every 4 feet. So if you're going to insulate, it'd kind of be hard to insulate. Where if we're spray foaming it, we can just fill the cavities. And the nice thing about the spray foam is it's structural. So being an older house, it'll help give us more rigidity, even though it's, because it's like it's like 4 inch thick walls instead of 6 inch thick walls and stuff like that. So it'll just be nice to have that extra strength added to it. But so I messed up my knee. I shouldn't say that. I didn't mess up my knee. Messed up my knee somehow, but I was in the tractor for 9 hours making hay, what, 2, 3 weeks ago now. And when I got out, my knee was stiff and sore. So I just kind of been like dealing with it. Well, it's a tight muscle. So I actually went and did PT. And I'm like told the guy, I'm like, hey, I got a wicked tight muscle. It begins with a P. He's like, oh no, it can't be that. Well, it ended up being that. And I'm just like, I'm glad I didn't hurt it, but I'm like, what a crazy thing. I'm like, I don't know if it's because I've been overworking myself and then I sat in the tractor for 9 hours and it tightened up.
Mm.
You're
Yeah,
old,
because
Al. It happens to all of us.
because you're just sitting there for 9 hours.
It's sitting there for 9 hours and you kind of hillside for most of it. So I'm thinking I just kind of like was like wrenching my knee, like putting like a weird pressure on it, just kind of sitting funky and bracing myself to keep
Mm.
myself level. But
Yeah.
See, I wasn't going to talk about hurting my hip while I was doing water lines in the crawl space down there. Man, my hip has been messed up for 3 days. It's like, man, what the heck did I do?
right,
Oh,
just
that's just squatting, like, because
got,
it's too tall to like sit, but it's too short to kneel. So I'm just like weird squatting. But yeah, so all I could think is like, man, maybe I'm just getting old. Maybe that's all it is. This shouldn't have bothered me.
right. I get that. So now I'm like, oh, what do I got to do? Like we're in shape, but it's like we got to be like a just some of the muscles that don't get used all the time. So like I don't want to stop working out, but there's got to be some kind of regimen
Stretching or
stretching. I stretch every day, but
yoga.
I
I
think
don't
it's the
know.
weird muscles that you don't use, especially when you're going like we always are doing different, like you guys too, you're doing a different project all the time. So it's like, oh, you wake up the next day, it's like, oh, that muscle hurts. Like I haven't used it that way in ever or an eon. So but,
That's whenever I get the tractor and fix the driveway, like constantly twisted around, looking over my shoulder, watching the scrape.
hmm.
Man, the next day it's just like, oh, what the heck? My neck's wrecked. Yeah, it's just how it is.
I don't
Muscles
like
you don't use that way all the time. And then you spend 9 hours using the muscles in that way. Yeah, they're gonna be a little sore.
yeah, because I mean you're looking over backwards a lot of the time. You're sitting funky. You're putting different pressures on your legs, holding yourself weird, and
It's
it's
always
like
the thing that you never thought it would like mess
right.
you
I
up.
got out of the tractor. I'm like, really? Like
Yeah.
I was looking forward to hay, and I'm like, oh, I get to chill for a few days, like sitting in the tractor, and then I get out after mowing. I'm like, oh, what is going on? Like I was relaxing.
Yeah.
I always
You're
get hurt,
you're too relaxed.
right? Can't
So
take
is
time off.
so is it good now or
No, it's
no?
it's getting better, but it's
Mm.
not. It's not. It's still bothering me, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But I'm glad it's not like it's a tight muscle. Like you can just feel the muscle tightness and everything. So, but I went there and they also do dry needling, which is acupuncture. They just don't want to call it acupuncture.
Right.
And then they did the TINS machine in the needles, which was pretty
Ooh.
cool. Yeah. It was kind of nice though. And then, so then also you can feel the needles even more because then you're pulsating on the needle. So the needle's like wiggling in there. It's kind of like one of those pains that hurts but feels good at the same time.
Huh.
That was
It,
some of the therapy our chiropractor had. They had a machine for everything at our chiropractor. And there was one time I hurt my back, and Meg's like, "You're going to the chiropractor right now," and dragged me down there. And they got me adjusted, and then put me on this machine that like they strap your body in, and it feels like it's gonna snap you in half, like someone's picking you up and breaking you like a piece of wood over their knee.
Hmm.
And the whole time it's doing that, you have electrodes hooked up to your sore muscles, and so it's like shocking you. Really interesting piece of equipment. I don't know the name of that one, but man, I sure felt like $1 million when we left that place.
Really?
Like, man, I just got tortured for 45 minutes and I'm happy about it.
I know I've been upping my protein, upping my raw milk, and trying to stay up on all that stuff now. The things you don't think about as you age.
I
It's
know.
all about them gains. You got to keep the
Right.
protein up.
Yep.
I'm not talking about waistline because that's the only gains that you got to worry about.
Some of
That's what
this
we
waistline gains.
that comes easy nowadays.
Yeah, it does.
I remember in high school I couldn't break 100 pounds no matter how hard I tried. And yeah, I haven't seen 100 pounds in probably 10, 15 years. Let's see. Then Azalea went into heat, so which was nice having a bull. It's like, oh, the cow's in heat. We can bring her over to visit with Country for the evening. So she went over to be with Country for the night. So hopefully in 9 months we'll have a baby.
Wow.
Last time it took first try. So hopefully this time it takes first try. We did
You
the AI. That didn't work last time.
you keep him separate?
So we have him with a steer and we
Oh,
keep
okay.
them separate when we're not breeding. Yeah. So
Yeah.
once we know Azalea is took or bred, we'll put him in with the beef girls, and then he can breed those. And then we'll just leave him in most likely with them all winter once they're bred. And then once they're getting ready to have their calves, what we did last year, then we separated them.
Is that bull pretty easy going?
Yeah, he's very, very mellow. I mean, I wouldn't want to get in between him and a lady, like when a lady was in heat, but when
Yeah.
they're not, you just go in, you brush him. He wants treats. He's chill. That's one of the reasons we got the Highland breed is because
Okay.
they're chill. So
That's good.
otherwise we wouldn't want one.
Hmm.
So we've been working on our fencing project, not me and Gina so much, but her sister and our brother-in-law. They got all done. We did 152 posts so far. I got to go
Dang.
around and put a few more. I got to add a few more corner braces in, and I got to add some di so we can put our diagonals for our gates. So,
Wow. That's pretty good.
yeah.
I mean, you got a lot more to do than that.
Now we probably have. There's one corner I want to go around and put, I think, two more in, and then there's one gate. I'm gonna add an extra post to shorten it up so we can put our diagonal on it. So I probably have 3 to 5 I got to add.
How are they putting them in?
So I have an auger for the excavator, which makes it
Oh,
a lot easier. But
That's easy mode.
it's pretty rocky still, so it's not. If we had clay soil, it'd be a lot nicer. But up in New England, we don't have that. So, and then we still have to fence off our leach field for our septic. So we had started the fence, and then we marked off for the leach field. We just haven't done those yet. So that's probably another 15 or 20 that we got to do afterwards. But the main perimeter is done. So they did 152. I think me and Gina probably did 30 or 40 before that.
are they? Is this just the posts, or they do the wire too?
No, we did the post first, and then I'll do the corners, and then I think in a couple of weekends we're going to do all the fence. So it's roughly 3,000 feet worth of woven wire fence.
Nice.
So it'll be
Fun.
it won't all be pasture for the cattle. I mean, they could use it all, but one section that we added in, that's where I believe we'll run the meat birds. And I wanted to have it opened to the main run so Brutus can run and be with the meat birds 24/7 also. Because the original plan wasn't to do that. And I was like, well, it'll be nice to be able to have Brutus run with the meat birds and the egg layers all night long and keep all the critters away. So,
Yeah.
because we were going to go in the woods for some originally. So we're basically fencing in 3,000, we're fencing 3,000 feet of fence. And that was my original plan. But we were going to go through a lot of the woods. That's where they had the fence originally. And then me and Olivia walked it. And there was a lot of ledge and super hilly. And I'm like, the cows won't even go in there, like to use most of that. I'm like, we'd have to build a whole new trail to put the fence line in. So I'm like, let's just omit that and we'll
Hmm.
fence in a flat pasture that we'll run all the meat birds and stuff in. So Hopefully that'll go well.
Nice.
How tight did you stretch your fence, Jason? Did you just like eyeball it kind of thing? Like, oh yeah, it's
Yeah. I mean, that fence, you don't want to get it too tight because there was one part where I did it too tight and it actually broke.
okay.
So, yeah, I mean, yeah, basically eyeballed it and make sure I didn't feel like it was too tight.
Tuned it like a bass guitar,
Yeah,
low E.
Low
I
E.
guess so, like that. Yeah. Same thing with the high tensile stuff.
Yep.
Not
Did you
super
earth
tight.
anchor any? Like, did you have to pull any of your fence down in any spots?
No, I mean, I have not done that. I mean, there was probably maybe a couple spots there where I probably could have, and I
Yep.
haven't done it. But yeah, I've seen those earth anchors.
Yep. I bought some. I have them on hand so when we're doing it. So when we had our fence at the first homestead done, but the guy never tightened it. Like we had hired somebody to do it while we were building the barn, and it's just loose. But he did earth anchor it. I'm like, oh, so I learned a few things, but I'm like,
Yeah,
pretty sure you're supposed to be able to tighten that woven wire pretty good. But
because you're supposed to re-tighten it, or once it's tight once, then it's good.
I think once it's tight, it's good because when you
Yeah,
staple it in place afterwards.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a couple dips that I could have probably earth anchored it. Um, but I haven't. I don't have one of those, and maybe I'll do it later. But
Yep.
how far were you going on the post?
What's how in the far in the ground?
No, like how far apart?
Average 16 feet with a wood post.
Oh, okay.
So
That's a
there's
that's a
one
big distance you're traveling, 16 foot apart, and you've already done, what'd you say, 150?
152. But the fence that we had put in, a lot of the people, they'll go like 40 feet with a wood post, and then every 20 feet, they'll do a T-post
Mm, like in between?
in between. I was like, nah, I don't like the look. So we did
Yeah.
there was an old fence. So their old fence, they had cedar logs in, and they were probably 30 or 40 years old. They had those every 8 feet. So we took them all out, but we just put a post in every other hole. I'm like, you don't need to go every 8 feet with a woven wire fence post kind of thing. So we did 16, but
I think what was existing there, the post, I think that I want to say it was every 8 feet.
every 8 feet.
Yeah. But most of that was the high tensile. It wasn't the woven wire.
Yeah. I know there's the post that me and Gina did earlier. We went every 8 or 10 feet, and that we're gonna put the rails on. We'll put the woven wire, but then we'll also put like four rails for looks. That'll be like the pretty fence by the house.
Yeah.
That's why that one went closer. Then for the woven wire, we just went every 16.
Heck
Because
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
on the woven wire, you think about it, most of the pressure or the strength is on the corner braces.
Hmm.
Your postage just kind of keeping it straight and not really have
Yeah.
too much weight on them or whatever you want to consider it.
Right. Like you could use the T-posts
Right.
if you wanted to, but yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I would avoid the T-posts if you could.
Yep. We did square posts, so I don't know if
Mm,
that'll be. I mean, we faced them, so it should be pretty straight, but we could get square posts a lot easier. And then we had some cedar logs that we turned into square posts. And then like the round fence posts that you can get from like the only place we can get around here is Tractor Supply, and they're not very nice. And if I wanted to get round ones, I would have had to travel like 3 hours. And I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good.
yeah.
I don't feel like taking a truck and a trailer and going by and 100 of them kind of thing.
6 hours round trip.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
like,
nah.
no. Our local Lowe's for the first time, I don't know, they're made in Maine. I've never seen them before. They make 5x5 pressure treated hemlock posts, and they're supposed to be like a landscape tie. So
That
they're
sucker's gonna last forever. Like
so
hemlock already lasts forever anyways.
correct. And then hemlock, what I've always been told, like hemlock, if they're wet, they don't rot as long as they stay wet. And that's why they used to use them for like barn floors. So when I saw that, I'm like, yep, that's what I'm doing my fence post out of. So we'll see how long they last. Should be a while.
Are you gonna put a top like a barbed wire up top or anything like that?
We're gonna
Or
put, we're gonna do electric fence,
oh, hot wire? Yeah.
hot wire. They
That's
had
cool.
barbed wire back in the day. The old fence was barbed wire.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do a hut fence.
Cool.
We'll do a hut fence high, and then we'll do a hut fence probably halfway up too. Just that way,
Yeah.
if we have any smaller animals, and then Brutus, if he sees electric fence, he won't even like get like within a foot or two of it.
Oh
He
yeah.
knows. So, which would be nice. He won't bother. You know what I mean? He won't bother trying to get out, and then the
Yeah.
cows will all stay in, and it should keep the chickens in, being the woven wire. So we'll find out.
That's good, man.
Yep, one step at a time.
You mean we're not going to see multiple videos of you putting in posts?
Trying not to,
Dang it. I was looking
darn,
forward to that.
right?
You're
You'll
cheating us, Al. You're cheating us.
maybe multiple videos of us stringing fence or something. But
There we go.
yeah,
That'll make up for
that'll make up for it. That's right.
it.
Yep,
My 10th H brace.
right. So that was kind of a pain. So we have the auger. So when we did our solar array, we have we I bought the auger to install the solar array because they're earth anchors that are like they're an earth screw that is screwed in. So you needed an auger to do that. So we ended up trading it in. We had a Bobcat excavator. We got an XCMG. So the Bobcat was an older one. It had the quick exchange, they called it. It was a weird Bobcat like connector to switch out attachment heads. So that's what it was for. So I ended up going and getting just the attachment end for the auger that hooks to the excavator. You wouldn't believe how many, like, your attachment head has to be specific to your excavator. Like, it's ridiculous. So it took me forever. Well, it took me probably 2 weeks to figure out that the XCMG has, I think it's called a GTS is the brand, Quick Connect. It's a hydraulic, and it will take any excavator pin attachment style on it. So you don't have to just get one specific to your excavator. But I had to get a new one because I had a Bobcat that had like a funky one-off weird thing. But I was able to order a pin to fit a Yawn Mower or a Caterpillar. And I'm like, that's kind of cool. Like I can go and pick up like anybody's bucket and
Yeah.
use it on this excavator. Where when I was calling around to get figure out the pins, they're like, oh no, it's specific per make, model, and year, basically.
What a hassle.
That's what all these bucket companies were saying. They're like, it's such a pain. Like, we usually have to custom make it when somebody wants a bucket. We have to figure out what the pin
Wow.
diameter is, what the two distance between the two pins are, and stuff like that. Like I'm used to a farm tractor, and it's like skid steer quick connect. Like that's what
Yep.
it's either that or John Deere. It's like, why don't excavators do that? But they don't. So some people do make, like I said, the XCMG uses, I believe it's the GTS brand. It's a Britain brand, and that's a hydraulic. So it's a hydraulically controlled quick connect. So it's got a piston in it, so it expands till it hits the pin and stops. So the distance and the diameter don't matter. So something new I learned. I spent like 2 weeks trying to chase it down, and I went, oh, that made it a lot easier. Now I know.
It's a whole realm.
Yep.
Suppose one day I'll have to get into it myself. I want to get a Mini X. I'm sure I'm gonna have to learn all that stuff. It's a getting a tractor and you got to learn what everything is and what the sizes are and it's just a language. And once you learn the language, then you can find the parts you need. But you're uh you're a little bit ahead of me. You got that excavator.
It makes it
Speak
hard
my
too,
native
though, when you
language.
only speak the language once or twice and then you forget about it. Like carpentry, plumbing, electrical,
Yep.
everything has its own language.
Yep.
HVAC, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Drywall, carpentry. So it's when you're doing so many different things, you forget the language and then you got to remember it all again.
Yep. Just
Like
like
I'm
riding
sure,
a bike.
just like riding a bike, like I always call level and plumb the same thing, and I'll get it in the comments.
Oh
That's not
yeah.
level, that's plumb. All the little nuances. That was my week.
Cool. Right on.
It's like everybody's been having a lot of fun.
Yep. And we can see how much daylight is changing by behind Ben over there. It's pitch black out.
It's dark 30 now.
Yep. We haven't even changed the clocks.
Nope. Like November 2nd is when the
November.
clocks change, where they steal an hour from us.
But about a month left.
Horrible.
Yep,
Yeah, I know. It's not quite jacket weather.
not yet.
Maybe sweater weather, maybe.
I think
I
I
had to
turned
I had to bust out the flannel today. It was a little chilly first thing in the morning,
Yeah.
but I had to take it off by 11 o'clock.
I turned the heat on one day a few weeks ago, but then
Oh
it's
wow.
warmed right back up. So it's supposed to be, I think, 56 for a high on Wednesday. So if it stays low like that, if the sun doesn't come out for a few days, it'll be time.
I think there was one day last week we actually had to shut the windows in the bedroom when we went to bed because it was chilly. And usually we sleep with like this is sleeping with the windows open season. I love this time of year. No air conditioner, no heater, nothing. Like the house is quiet. You've got fresh air coming in. Like this is my favorite time of year. And so it was like kind of chilly. We had to close some windows.
All right, guys. I think that's it. We'll leave it at that. Well, thank you guys for watching and listening to the podcast. Really appreciate it. Hopefully everyone has a great week and an awesome week, and we'll see you guys next week.
Have a good week, everyone.
Later, everyone.